Hey guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the 19th of August 2021. We're starting off with a pretty hazy day. It feels sticky already. I got pretty sweaty on my walk this morning. Took my sweetie up to the school. They have a thing up here at the school. They have a blended where there's part internet and part where they give you work. We're not going to do that one. We're going to do the one where they bring us to work and then we bring it in through the week. We'll teach them. We're still trying to find a tutor for in the house. I don't know how long this stuff's going to go on where they're not opening the schools. I really don't. I'd like to see it open again. They have some pretty good private schools around here. I'd love to put them in. But she's up there. We had to get some IDs made for them. I guess they don't do that stuff anymore. All the other schools we were in before, like for Dorothy and Maddie, they made the IDs there, but I guess they're not doing that anymore. Everything's put on you now. The other thing I wanted to say, I made a video last night, put it up, and got tons of comments, which, cool, that's what I wanted. But the real bummer is a lot of the comments, I could just see the start of them. One guy I could see on there, just the beginning of it, where he said, "Oh, I'm done with you." Okay, fine, that's cool. But I'm not taking these down, guys. I don't know who's taking these comments down. They're just going down. I don't know if maybe you guys are. You changed your mind, or YouTube's doing it. I'm not sure what's going on there. But I don't take them down as long as they're not ad hominem attacks or anything like that, or where somebody just continually just blathers about, Trump haters and all this kind of stuff. I get tired of that real quick. But don't know why that's like that. If you got a good comment and you see it was taken down, send it over in Messenger or send it on an email, because I look forward to answering a lot of these, good, bad, or otherwise. So that's something. But we got something came yesterday for my sweetie, and it's really tough to find, and I don't know why. A size small. She has a 54 centimeter head, 54, 55. We measured it and can't find them. Well, yesterday this little feller came, and I was really bummed because the snap-on face shield didn't come with it, so my wife was kind of bummed out. And it's from the same company, but I guess they're sending it separately. But it seems like a pretty good helmet. It's not an HJC. That's what I wanted to get her. She had another one she liked. We got for her friend Christy, but I can't find that one anymore. If I go into the malls and look at them, the prices are so much higher. I did get this off of Lazada, and the funny thing is I looked at this helmet, and then as I kept looking, I kept finding it lower prices. It's about $30. And the face shield, it came from the same store. I don't know why it didn't come in the same box or in the same packaging, but that's the way they ship things. Who knows? So I do have a nice face shield for her too. That's what she wanted. It's a flip up that snaps on. I just wished it would have came yesterday at the same time, the helmet. But this is a 55, 56 centimeter. It was one of the only ones I could find, guys, in small. I guess they're just sold out. You go look at them. They got large, extra large, extra large, and all that. It's tough to find my size because I'm 60. When you measure 64 centimeter, and then I got a point here. So some helmets hurt. That HJC is fine, and the Shoei that I have is fine. But I've had other helmets. I actually had an HJC before that just pushed right here, and within a short time of riding, I had a headache. And don't ride without one. We just don't. I ride around the neighborhood here real slow without one, just around the block, stuff like that. But the kids always have it on. This one's still a little bit big. I would love to find a small one. Every time I go on Lazada or we're out somewhere, I look for a small one, but not one of those cheap plastic things. My wife was wearing a bicycle helmet for a while because it's what we had, and I pop riveted a visor in there. There was no snaps on it or anything. And I see a lot of folks wearing them, but I want her head to be protected in case if we get in a fall. The motorcycle riding here is really, it's something. But I was really bummed about a lot of the comments didn't come through. I mean, it was quite a few of them. And I go through that with my daughter. She's learning her spelling and stuff. I look them over real quick, but I let her do the typing and answer. And some of them she likes to do that. Some of them she just hits the thumbs up. She grins. She doesn't know what to say. But I did put some stuff out there, guys. And think about it. I had one buddy when the towers was going on. He basically disowned me, wouldn't speak to me anymore. And then you're just nuts and all that. And I'm like, man, don't bury your head in the sand. Look at that. Take a close look. You're a construction guy. You know this. We watched all the same videos. And then it was years and years later. Man, my goodness. It was only a few years back where he started getting in contact with me, and he's like, oh man, I can't believe it. I had kept sending him stuff on his email even though he didn't answer me, and one of the things was the architects and engineers. If you look that up, they have a really good stuff on the towers and how it went at free fall, and they talk about a building in Germany that burnt for 21 days and it was just a twisted wreck, didn't fall. Another thing that I noticed, and this is just from seeing fires in general, when you have real deep black smoke like that, it's because there's not enough oxygen. So how the heat and those towers, they had ran up so far with asbestos insulation. I mean, the best insulation you can get, just to give people more time to get out. And then Building 7 falling down. Just look at it. And if you don't think that was elements of our own government doing that, then there's nothing I can do for you. There's just nothing, because there's no way they could get into that building and set charges. And, that had to take quite a while to set charges. And I'm sure the people in there, they just told them it was workmen, blah, blah, blah. And just really crazy. I know that's a very secure building. I know a lot of buildings are super secure. I remember I went to the Sears Tower one time with my brothers, and we went up the express elevator. Well, some people were getting off the next one, and we zipped into it real quick and zoomed up to the next express, and man, these guys met us with guns in their hands. You have to get back in the elevator. You're not allowed up here. And we're like, well, we just want to look out the window. Nope, you're already on camera. Get back in the elevator. And they were these dudes were serious. They didn't point guns at us, but they had them in their hands. So these people they had to know, and they give all this stuff about bin Laden. Give me a break. There's our delivery guys. I know some folks said about the hardware stores, but the hardware stores that deliver all the stuff here, they don't sell the little bolts and stuff like I need. They sell the electrical tubing, they sell the underground, the block, the sand, the wood, the steel for the house and all that stuff. They don't sell the small stuff. They were the same guys they used for this house, and we know them. We talk to them, very friendly guys. There's a big wig that comes down here and checks to make sure everything's here that's needed, when they bring sand and stuff. So I don't think it's those guys talking about this. You guys who watched the last video, you know what I'm talking about. But we're just going to have another easy day. I'm probably going to get in behind the couch. I noticed a lot of dust bunnies again, and so we're going to clean that after the kids are all done with breakfast. We just had a leisurely morning. My sweetie had to get bathed up and get over to school. That always takes a good part of the day for her. It's really slow over there. The other day when she went, I was gone for 3.5 hours, and she didn't get back till a little bit after I did. So it takes a good while over there for any little thing. But we got the pictures done and all that stuff, and we're gonna hopefully they'll have some paperwork for us starting real quick. I would love to see these kids learn. And if I have to sit here and teach them, that's going to be the way it is right now. I do it all the time anyway. I mean, constantly. It's a teaching thing from morning to night with these guys. And I don't like them when they watch drivel on the TV. I got it to where you can't touch the changer or anything like that, because it seems like a lot of the stuff that you see on the internet is just drivel. It's garbage, and they sit there and get mesmerized by it. And the sad thing is, I can shut it off and ask them within a couple minutes what was that they watched, and I don't know. It's just they're getting programmed. Their brains are getting programmed for crap, and I don't like that. We do have a lot of stuff on the TV that is like lessons, and I like that one, but you got to look at them too, because some of them are wrong. They put wrong information in there, or they don't put all the information in there that they should have. But we were bummed about the tutor. I would have liked that to work out because it was very close to home, but she just wouldn't pick up. Dorothy was doing addition and subtraction her first year after the Kinter, and then the last year she was in school before this convent stuff, she was already doing multiplication and division, just small, single line ones, but she was doing it, and she was doing really good. She had the concept down, so we were getting ready to start her on the two-digit ones so she could learn, and this girl just wouldn't step it up. She would not. She wouldn't move it up. I said, you need to get it into multiplication and division. I'm sure Dorothy, she's forgotten some. We do talk about it. I always try to do brain exercises for them when we're out on our walks. Yesterday we did a lot of bike riding and a lot of hiking around here, and it's always a banter back and forth. I engage these kids daily. We have to. You have to get them thinking about a million different things so their minds are quick. And give them information. Last night we took a walk, and there was a beautiful moon, and Mumu saw like a halo around the moon. He said it was a rainbow, and I said, well, it's not really a rainbow, but it's got the colors like it. It's more halo around the moon, and so that gave us a good opportunity to talk about Noah and the Ark. And why we have the rainbow and all this stuff, and they're interested in it. They just walk along with me, and we talk about all this kind of stuff, and I want to teach them, and I definitely want to teach them everything that's in the Bible, and I want to teach them, who their Heavenly Father is, and His Son that was sent down here, and was sacrificed for us, and then rose again after the third day, and He sits with the Father. I have to teach them that. It seems like around the world they're going to be starting a Christian bashing thing. You look in the States, they got this terrorist groups now. If you have anything against the government, you're a terrorist group, and this is where things are getting scary. I had a meme. I'll try to find it and put it on the back end. It was about a Hungarian Jew who talked about the Holocaust. He actually lived through it. And he said the things happened so small, little increments of where they took our freedoms that we weren't concerned, and then by the time we realized that, hey, we got to get out, it was too late because they came and took us out. If you don't think stuff like that can happen again, then you're just dreaming. You're dreaming. There's just too many inconsistencies and red flags going up all over the place right now, and I just hope a lot more folks wake up. I noticed now. I see stuff on here where they're having protests and stuff. I always like to watch the one's video where you can hear the people, because they show protests and stuff, and then you find out it's a picture from 3-4 years ago. So there is some fake news there. You got to be careful of that. But I like to hear them when they're talking. Like I got to see that one in Oklahoma where they just blasted the city buildings and all this stuff, and at least I can understand those guys. But here you don't see any of that kind of stuff. And if you're a foreigner, you don't want to get involved in any of that stuff anyway. You don't want to go to any of those if there's a protest. But none of that's happening. None of that kind of stuff is happening here. I would like to see that this place just opens up, though. The thing with Duterte saying, that this is a democracy and he doesn't want to push people into taking something, should be their choice. I was glad to hear that, And don't get me wrong, I know they bashed the heck out of that guy, but when he first came in, we lived in an area and everything had to be locked up, and you could see dopers around, and not just one or two, plenty of them, and guys were dealing it right out, and this shabu stuff, it's methamphetamine is what it is, and I also knew, what was going on in the call centers too. Those kids want that. Even little mothers want that to try to stay awake, because that job's a hard job to stay awake. And when he came in and started his thing against the drugs, crime basically disappeared and the dopers were gone. And we do know personally one fella that it turned his life around. He turned himself in so he wouldn't get in worse trouble, and they rehabbed him, and guess what? He's doing great. He looks great, and I was glad to see that. It's a shame that people were killed over it, but in my opinion, these people that sell these drugs, these serious drugs like methamphetamine and heroin and all this stuff, they're killing people even if those people are still alive, because they're stealing their soul. These people it changes their whole outlook on life, and that's just all they want to do is get high, and they're ruined. They're absolutely ruined. I know a nice young fella, won't say his name, but lost 10 years of his life because of dope. Glad he didn't die. I'm real happy he didn't die. But getting started back again, it's tough, and also the mind's been altered. It's already altered, so it's not the same as it was pre-drug. Even though the rehab is done, it's not the same. It's a royal shame. So, but that was something that this president here did, and it changed the country as I seen it in a lot of places, because the crime was, we couldn't leave anything out. We couldn't leave anything out of our house. We had to put like chicken wire and stuff up so they wouldn't reach in. Everything had to be locked up. And afterwards, after the druggies disappeared and all that stuff, that was gone. You could leave you close the gate because you don't want a dog going in your yard and crapping, but you could leave it open, and nobody was going to go in and bother anything, because the rest of the folks that weren't doing the dope, they're just regular folks. They're just regular folks doing what they can do, and working and doing their thing, running their store. Or, the one lady we knew, she cooked, and then there wasn't enough money in the cooking, so she went out closer. I believe it was closer to the call center, and she started cooking there and doing much better. She started doing much better. So the Filipinos are pretty resourceful when it comes to stuff like that. There's no social welfare nets here, so they have to be, and I'm glad to see that. That's something around here. I look at all these young men that are working here. We love them. These are some really, really good guys. And my wife talks to the guy who's running the show. We've mentioned things about here that were bad, and it looks like they're making adjustments. He's making adjustments in the field, to get things nice, and it's looking good. I was looking at them doing the top corner up on top of the window, and I was thinking, that don't look super strong or anything. But before they poured the rest of that column, boy, they strengthened that thing up. So I was wrong there. They put a lot of rebar in there. They're getting the roof. They got the paint on it, so that'll be going pretty soon. I don't know if she's going to rain today. It might. It's kind of one of these days where I'm not sure. You never can be sure in the rainy season if it's going to rain. It was so funny. I did a video here a while back last week, and I said you never know what you're going to get. And no kidding, quick as I was done with that video, it started pouring. And it didn't rain that long, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then it was sunshiny again. But this is what you get. I remember when I was in Davao City, and I was amazed down there because I got down there in the end of July, and I left in beginning of January, I believe, and it pretty much rained every night. Round 7:30, 8 o'clock, it just rained, and it was no big super hard rain, just a rain. And that place right in Davao City, we weren't too far from the water. That flooded a lot. There were times I'd be walking through, and you've got you're halfway up your ankles as you're walking in water, and you got to be careful. One time I was walking, and they had like boards up, and when I went to step on the board, of course my weight, it broke, and I went down through on a piece of gravel, and a big nail got stuck in my toe. Yeah, get Dorothy to cook it for you in the toaster. My sweetie, when she makes toast, sometimes she does in the frying pan. We got a toaster. We got a 4-slice toaster here. But I might make some more bread today. We made some bread last time. The kids were helping me out, and I'll tell you what, it was really good. I like to put a lot of olive oil on it so that it gets a nice crust to it. I'm not big on putting sugar in it. You need that for the yeast, but what I do is I put honey in it. We've been getting some really good honey here. You have to watch these roadside places that sell honey. I wouldn't even mess with them if I were you, because it's not honey. Most of them are not honey, and you can tell by the price. We go into the mall, and yeah, my wife says, well, that's a lot of money for that. Well, you know what? That's syrup for the pancakes. Take it inside. Dorothy's going to do that for you. No, Dorothy, do it. Just have her cut it with the scissors right there. Mom ties that in a knot so we can't get it open. He's trying to do the bread. Don't put your mouth on it. Come on now. Get Dorothy to cut it with the scissors. Filipinos and their nuts.
Where's Mommy?
She went up to the school. My little sweetie just got up. Say hello.
Hello.
But yeah, we gotta get rolling. We still don't have water. There's upstairs. Couldn't even brush my teeth up there. It's like gurgling air again, and so I had to come down here, and then I got my teeth brushed, but I got to go up and get a box or something to get my toiletries down. Then I got a taboo again. My wife had the water was on enough yesterday.
Who's that?
That's just me talking to the folks out in YouTube land.
Hi.
And it was just dribbling out, but she was smart enough to stick waste cans under there and fill them all up. So we got 5 or 6 waste cans in there. So if we have to go poo-poo, at least we've got water to flush with, because the toilet, it just isn't doing too well. It needs water to work, but. She got them filled up. I turned it on to try to get it filled up again this morning, but now it's just like puffing air, and we're not getting anything. Kitchen down here, she was up early this morning while I was walking, and got the water in the dishes so that we have that, and just filled up the sink. It took a while. It's all taken a while now. I hope they get this resolved, this water problem here, because we had it real good there for a while. Now all of a sudden it's bad again. So I think they're still working on it. I'm sure when she's up at the school, she'll probably stop by the office and see what's up. I hope they get it resolved. I do have a pump here, and that's going to be going in pretty soon. We're going to just try the pump first, and then if have to, we'll get a tank. I bought an inexpensive pump because the dude up the road bought the same one. I bought it from the same place he did. I actually found the exact same pump, but I got mine through Lazada. His was through a Facebook ad that he saw and got it COD. Well, I found the same thing for, I think it was about 900 pesos cheaper, and plus it was the larger size. It was a larger wattage one. So, and I just connected it up to the hose, And oh yeah, it was squirting the water pretty good. It was doing really good. It's real quiet. You can hardly hear it running. And then when I shut the water off, you could hear it clicked the pump off. You know, it wasn't the pump impeller wasn't trying to keep running when the water flow stopped. So the little switch was good. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I have a plug over there that I can use, and what I was thinking on doing is that'll be on a switch, and I'll be able to turn it off. I probably should put a bypass, because we don't need the pressure all the time. You know, if we're going to get a little bit of pressure up there, enough to do what we do, that's fine. I just want it for showers so that we can have a hot shower up there and turn it on when we're up there using that. Because when we're down here, we can get by. You know, we lived in a place with that we tabooed everything. We would fill up our 55-gallon drums with water and then we had lids on them. Faye had some woman sew us elastic lids to keep the mosquitoes down. And when we'd empty them out, we used to have to clean them out. And that's how we did it, and we did okay on that. We didn't have any problem with that. Now the first place she lived, that place had real good water. She had lots of water there, and now they put new lines in over there where our friend lives, where she used to live, and the water's even better than that now. It's good pressure. Plus they've also doing all the power things. They had a lot of people with jumpers over there. There used to be police and Meralco people used to come in and bust people right and left for all the jumpers. Now they put the meters way the heck up on top of a pole and run your power down to that. So that's eliminating the jumper problem. You get a lot of that here. We actually had our house was getting jumped after the meter, so Meralco didn't care, and we couldn't really catch the guy, but he was tapping our power, and I never really got around to moving it because I wanted to do a whole new service on there and getting the okay to do that stuff, and getting Meralco to come out and put it up. It's just unbelievably difficult. It was even worse here than it was in California, and it was tough to get anything done in California too. So I'm blathering, going on very long, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. We got another beautiful day. The haze is starting to cut off from the sun. You know, the sun's coming out and burning off all this dew, and I think it's going to turn out. We're just now starting to get a breeze since I've been talking to you, so I think it's probably not going to be too hot today. So this is Bucket Bob, Dabo Tom, and Rick Shaw out.